Welcome to the Tina Ramsey Show and Podcast, a show to motivate you and introduce you to celebrities, authors, singers, coaches, and standout entrepreneurs that are making a positive impact in the world. Men and women coming together to share knowledge, having upbuilding conversations centered around business, wellness, education, and life. We connect you with some amazing people and opportunities. It's your time to shine, and we help you do that. We love sharing your stories of success and spotlighting you, the entrepreneur. We love to laugh. We love to smile. We love to celebrate you, and we love having fun. So go grab a seat, get a snack, and don't forget your beverage. It's time for you to come share, shine, and grow. Yes, it's time for the Tina Ramsey Show. Let's get started with your host, Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. Next on the Tina Ramsey Show and Podcast, we have our special featured guest, Larry Blackmon. If you want to better position yourself and your family's future, then tune in this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. EST, because help is finally on the way. It's time for you to come share, shine, and grow on the Tina Ramsey Show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. And as always, this is the most exciting part of the week. You know why? It's because it's time for you to meet some amazing standout individuals. And this special guest fits the bill to the T. His name is Larry Blackmon. He is an alumni from the University of North Texas. He's also an amazing father. But he started his professional career in a different direction in which he is right now. And many of us can identify, me being one of them. He actually started in graphic design. And then he later on went into I know you're familiar with 7-Eleven. So he actually has his hands some way in that industry as well. But now his passion, because he found his passion is helping you and I help our families with life-saving information. And so without further ado, let's bring on the amazing Larry Blackmon, because he's all about education, integrity, and humility. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Ramsey. I should have you as my hype person every day then.
Hey.
Hype person.
You know what? FYI, I am some people's hype person. This Southern twang is everywhere. Okay, I'm so happy to be with you today for the simple fact that I love, when I read your story, I love seeing progression and a journey, because life has ups and downs. I give the scenario of the roller coaster ride. Sometimes it's like up, down, turns, and twists, right? Yes. And so when I read your bio, it took me on an amazing journey of you, not only as a father, but as a man, finding your way and your purpose. So what made you decide? Because I know what you do, but the audience don't know what you do. And when I think about what you do, many of us have a certain mindset towards this particular industry. So what made you decide to not only go into the health insurance industry, but this is my question, because we see it so heavily on the media. What is there all the same? Is the health industry or health insurance, is it all the same?
Well, no, that's a big misconception, because everyone always assumes all health insurance are the same. They have a tendency to think your Blue Cross, Aetna, United Health, all of those, they just see the familiar plan, the group plans, like the 80-20, and they just assume all of that is the same. No, that's not true, because it's the coverage. The coverage is all the same. I mean, or is totally different from everything else. They have underwriters that one company may approve you if you have, let's say, a certain pre-existing condition, while the other company would not accept that. So, and then you come down also, and then you have to look at it this way as well. Your group plans versus private sector as well. And everyone always assume the private sector is same as the group and so forth. And it's just a total myth, because everyone always say this when I talk to them. Oh, I know health insurance. Or if one of their spouse or significant other work for the hospital, well, they work for the hospital. I said, okay, I have a relative. She worked for an attorney office, but that doesn't make her an attorney. Mm-hmm. So it's just a misconception. No, not all insurance are the same. Not at all. Okay. Yeah.
Well, Larry, one thing that I think is very unique about you, I mean, growing up in the South, yep. I vividly remember my great grandmother, and very few people ever met their great grandmother, but I had the privilege of meeting her and learning from her. And I remember the insurance guy knocking on the door every month, coming, taking her insurance premium. And they was like part of the family back in the day. But now everything is so commercialized that sometimes you don't even have to meet your insurance provider in person. You can do stuff online. But what I think that is quite remarkable, what I love what you do, is that you educate first. Many times these individuals, they just say, oh, you need to go ahead and get this amount of money on you. You need to do term, or you need to do whole life, or annuity. And we don't know what that means. And then some of us embarrassed to say, I don't know what that means. You educate. Why did you decide to not only do this industry, but you decide to do the education part?
Because I got burned in the past from home insurance to auto insurance. You think you have it, but you really don't. Mm-hmm. So my thing is to educate the individual. I mean, I take an hour, sometimes a little bit more, because what I try to do is see if they have any questions. I said, there's no such thing as a dumb question, first and foremost, because what I'm trying to get across to you, for you to understand. This can do two things. Could put you in a better position, or it could put you behind the 8 ball. So I need to make sure you fully understand everything. And I go for the basic. I mean, go from the beginning to the end. And I always ask, do you guys have any other questions? I get to a point. I keep saying that. Do you have any other question? Do you have any question? And what make me different from everyone else now. When I went from Fort Worth, now I'm in Amarillo. Mm-hmm. So when I was working out of the Fort Worth office, I'll drive up to Oklahoma City for an appointment.
Wow.
Yeah. Or down to San Antonio. Because if a person, because sometimes people want to meet their person face to face. They want to see if that person worthy of doing business with them. And I don't have any problem with that. Mm-hmm. And so I'll drive that distance. Everyone used to always tell me, dude, why don't you just do Zoom? I said, they don't feel comfortable with Zoom. Mm-hmm. And so when you do that, once you do that, you build that trust.
Exactly.
And I have clients who left me because they they found a job. They didn't need the private sector insurance anymore. Mm-hmm. But it's amazing. They call and check on me, even though we're not, or they call and say, hey, my cousin so and so, or I have a buddy of mine need insurance. They're my advocate basically, and that is, to me, that's everything right there. Mm-hmm. Because for instance, if I go anywhere near Greenville, Texas, there's 4 families I better call. Tell them I'll be in an area. 4. To me, that's what it's all about. The money is great. The money is nice. Mm-hmm. But give me that respect that the family have for me. Mm-hmm. And they're willing to refer me to family and friends. that says everything right there. I mean, yeah, I don't have to do that. I don't have to drive anywhere. I could just get a live transfer, talk to this person every day, work from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock. I'm done. But my day began from 7 o'clock Monday and Wednesday until 9 p.m. And then Thursday is over right around 7. Friday is over at 2. But if my phone rings and they say I really need health insurance, okay, I'll unlock the door and unlock my door, open the laptop, and here we go. So yeah.
Well, go ahead.
But no, but I'm sorry. But as you were saying, why do I do all of this? Is because of the fact that it's important that everyone know. It's like I always tell everyone, if you know the name of your home and auto insurance person and your financial planner, it's just important to know the name of your health insurance agent, because chances are you're going to use that person first before the first two entities.
I agree with you on that. And I like what you do a whole lot, because you bring in back that old school meat, that Southern hospitality, back in the day when the insurance guy was part of the family. Like,
yeah,
I remember when he came, because we lived in the country, like deep country, right?
Oh, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, and he came down the road, all the children come out, hey, he coming out giving us candy, we laughing and talking. So if we're eating, then like, you want a plate?
Yeah, no.
Because you built the relationship with your insurance providers, and they really cared. At the end of the day, they really cared about the family, and you bringing that back. And we need that so much in the now, where people are so disconnected and losing humanity. So I love that you have that facet with your business. And at the end of the day, you need to know that when you're paying your money out, you need to understand where it's going, because when health problems arise, the last thing you need to do is to be thumbing through a whole lot of paperwork, and you can't make heads or tails of it. So it's great to be able to have someone like you that you can call, And so when we think about the marketplace in general, are there any other options in regards to health coverage? Because you handle private health insurance.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let me backtrack. One thing you were saying about the insurance guy being part. I tell everyone, I give everyone my cell number. And I tell them this. I said, look, accidents doesn't happen between 8 and 5. So you call me. This is my insurance. This is not my office number. This is my cell number. You call me. I don't care if the baby is teasing and you don't know what to do. You give me a call. If you're on your way to the emergency room, give me a call. If you have questions about, hey, is this procedure covered? Give me a call. That's I said. I said, you are my LeBron James. Okay, I'm your agent. I need to keep you happy. Okay, I need to keep you happy. So I make sure everyone have. I don't just give them a business card. I make sure they put my name, my email, in their phone, and put me as one of the favorites. I said, because you don't need to be, what's this name? No, you're gonna know me, because what I try to do every month is send something out by text, email, or sometimes even a phone call, just to check in. It could be a 5-minute phone call, just to let them know. So I think having that develop that friendship, and it goes a long way. And that's, like you were saying, but the insurance man would come. We used to always say, Mr. Insurance Man. And so I completely understand that nostalgic. Yeah, I just, maybe that's a big factor why I do the things I'm doing. But to answer your question now about the marketplace, yeah, about options, you said, are there other options besides the marketplace?
What I want you to do, want you to hold that, and then we're going to recap that question, because we have to take a commercial break from our sponsors. But when we come back, we're going to touch on that question that I asked. And listen,
it.
guys, we're going to be back because Larry Blackmon is in the building because help is on the way. We'll be back in a moment.
Yo, right now I want to give a huge shout out to Tina Ramsey and the Tina Ramsey Show. I was a guest on her show about 3 months ago, and the response was outstanding. And she continued to support my brand, continued to support everything that I do as an actor, as a singer, and as an author. My book sales have skyrocketed since I did her show, so I just want to give a shout out and a huge thank you to Tina Ramsey. And remember to hit Amazon and type in "this week" and get the book by Mac Wells that will inspire you, that will encourage you to have the best weeks of your life. Tina Ramsey, you're the truth.
Hello there. My name is Tiffany Bell. I'm with Nonprofit CEO. Tina Ramsey had me on as a guest a couple of times this year with her show, and as a result, I have been able to recruit authors for book projects that I've been involved with, as well as speakers for my upcoming event in September. Tina is a certified VCM. She's all about helping individuals with their visibility, with their connections, and with their monetization. So that basically means she's going to help you get in front of the right people so that you can promote your service or promote your product. So again, if you've not had the opportunity to connect with Tina, she's really great at what she does. Again, my name is Tiffany Bell. I'm with Nonprofit CEO, and you are watching and listening to the Tina Ramsey Show. Thank you.
And just like that, we are back. And we was, before the commercial break, we was talking to Mr. Larry Blackmon about the essence of what he brings back to this industry. I felt personally that it was like something that died away, but I'm so glad that he is giving it life again, making insurance more personable and bringing it to the marketplace in a different, fresh way, in a way in which we need it. So before the commercial break, we're going to bring you back. Before the commercial break, I actually asked you, besides the marketplace, are there any other options for health coverage for individuals?
Yeah, absolutely. You have, there are health plans out there that is not part of the marketplace. So you could get a health plan all year round. And then you also have health sharing plans that's available all year round as well. I will say this about the health sharing. Their policy always start the beginning of the beginning of the month, and they I don't want to grandstand, but one of the things I have in my arsenal when I'm sitting down with people, I listen to what their needs are, their budgets, and so forth, and I'll go to, if they're struggling, I'll tell them, hey, let's go on the health sharing part. I looked at this plan. It's one of the best health sharing plans on the market, in my opinion. And I put them on there, and a lot of time it fit in their budget. And so, and then, for those ones who can afford, well, back to the health sharing, if they have a pre-existing condition, that's the only part I don't like. It's a 3-year waiting period, rider, should I call it? We call it a rider. But if you have I don't know, let's say you have had a heart attack, for instance, that issue which you had with your heart won't be covered for 3 years. After 3 years, they cover it. And then with the cancer, if you're a cancer survivor, just like on the regular insurance, it's a 10-year rider on that one. But it is what it is. It fits most people needs, but for the ones who are moderately, the ones who are healthy or moderately healthy, you do have a health plans out there all year round. Like, for instance, I'm not trying to sell, but I I have on the private sector, I have a PPO plan, a PPO network plan. And most people hear the term PPO and that's what they want. And that's actually, if you're healthy or moderately healthy, that's what you should have, because you can still keep your same family physician. You could go to any doctor, any hospital nationwide. And so it's great to have, because I don't like to pull people away from their
primary doctor.
Yeah, I don't like to do that. I'll tell them, look, let me call someone and see if they can help you. Because if your doctor's in network with this individual, go with them. It's not about making the dollar. The dollar is nice, but putting people in the right position, that's everything.
Okay.
And yeah.
Well, I have a question just so we can, because I know from my perspective, I know from you, that's terminology that you're familiar with. But what exactly is health sharing? I'm not familiar with health sharing.
Yeah, health sharing is not insurance, but it works like insurance. Basically, you have a group of individuals putting money into a pot, and if as long as you make your monthly premiums, you're fine. But let's just say let's say you have a $2,500 deductible. Okay, that's easy to hit. Your max out of pocket will be $5,000. Well, when you go to the doctor, you have $150 copay. Okay, but so what? I mean, if you don't go to the doctor as much, you're good. Because with the health sharing, they also have Teladoc built in. So that's free of charge. So, if I know I have a sinus infection, why should I go to my doctor knowing I could call an 800 number, talk to a physician, board certified physician, and he's going to do the same thing as my doctor would. Shoot the prescription to the nearest pharmacy. And then next thing I know, there's no doctor fee. I'm just taking care of my pharmacy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like I did not know that it was a sector in the health insurance industry called health sharing.
Yeah.
And just said it's similar to telehealth. I mean, another doctor came on this show and was a psychiatrist, and she was saying how now she can see her patients with telehealth. So is it similar to telehealth? That's what.
Yeah, it's kind of sort of, but here's the thing about the health sharing. The health sharing is, let's say you have, like I said, you have a $5,000 max out of pocket. Okay. So once you hit your $5,000 max out of pocket, you're just going to be responsible for 10% of whatever cost that is. Now, if it's a catastrophic event, you're not responsible for anything.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's huge, because some health sharing plans. I mean, this is one of the best health sharing plans that I've seen yet. Most of them have restrictions like religious base, or you have to make a certain amount of income. It's just stupid stuff. But this one just have people needs. They don't care if you're same-sex lifestyle. They don't care if you make $25 million or you just make $25,000.
Wow.
Yeah, they just want to make sure that you're taken care of.
That's
and
amazing.
So yeah, and if you have it's just like the plans that I have. If you have a major pre-existing condition like a chronic disease or something like that, the marketplace is the only place to go. That's what it was set up for. It was set up for two people: the people who are poor and the people who have major pre-existing conditions. So, but A lot of people who are healthy or moderately healthy, they just go to the marketplace, or they have this mindset that I don't need insurance, I could pay out of pocket. Well, an ACL injury costs $48,000. Do you have that in your checking account?
Ooh. And so basically a moderately healthy person, they will go towards a PPO. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And the PPO, what that stands for? Now I have PPO, but I'm just saying for our listeners that don't know what that terminology means, because you broke down health sharing so great.
Yeah, that's for preferred physician organization. Basically it's your primary care physician being in that network.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what you should look for, shoot for. But you have to look at, I mean, when you find a PPO plan, you have to ask questions. And what I'll do, I have this PDF file that I have 13 questions you should ask. I should have sent that to you.
Yeah.
Wasn't thinking.
We can send it after. We can send it
okay.
after, and we can send an email out.
Yeah. And those are the questions you should ask, and look at the benefits, and have that agent to break things down and make you fully understand it, because there are PPOs out there, but they just there to put money in that agent pocket and nothing more.
Oh, wow. So everyone who is just tuning in now, who are currently watching or listening in either on the podcast side or the radio side, we have the amazing Larry Blackmon in the building explaining to us all about health insurance. I know this is a topic that we're like, oh, I know what I need to know. And if you work a traditional 9 to 5, you may be saying, well, my employer handles this. Okay, true. That may be the case, but as a person who is purchasing insurance, you need to have the knowledge, because it's nothing like having a life-changing surgery or a diagnosis that totally turns your life upside down, and you don't know heads or tails of what type of insurance you have, or you think you know what you have because someone told you, but then when you start looking at what you really have and what you're paying for is not what they said. Okay. Right. I know that from experience with having a child that had to have life-saving surgery. And so the thing is, someone like Larry is very, very vital, because he not only provides insurance, but he provides the information, and also I would say having that comfort to know that if you're ever in a situation like that, you have access to him to be able to answer those crucial questions that you're not going to even be rational enough to answer or look for if you're going through something at the moment. So, Larry, when we think about the enrollment period, because many people, they listen to all this, this is probably the first time they ever heard, meaning myself, hearing it, and other people broken down in such basic layman terms that we can identify with. So I thank you for that, because and you're breaking it down, because this is an industry that we know we need, but we don't really understand, and we wind up getting the wrong thing because we just don't know. We just say, okay, I have insurance, but do you have the right insurance?
True.
Okay. True. So when we think about health coverage, how can we get, because you have an enrollment period, and it starts and it ends in a certain time frame. So how can an individual like myself, or ones who are listening, can they get health coverage outside of the open enrollment period?
Right. Yeah. The open enrollment period, first and foremost, is through November 1st. Usually it stopped at December 15th, but this year, they will extend it until January 15th. Okay. So, but it's in various, you need to check with your state and see, does that apply to you, the January 15th? Okay. Some states, it's just, they expand it to the 15th of January. Others is December 15th.
All right. That's very good to know. That's very, very good to know. Yeah. Wow, you have blown my mind with, I have never heard about health sharing.
Yeah.
Of course, I know about PPO because that's usually what you get when you work a traditional 9 to 5. Well, that's what you want. Let me say that right. No, that's what you usually want when you work a traditional 9 to 5 job. PPO, that was one of the best insurance we had when my husband worked for a certain job. So I can identify with that, but knowing that there are options for other people, that's health sharing, that's crucial to me.
Yeah.
And so
one other thing, Dr. Ramsey, if I may, there are special open enrollment period for those ones who maybe have, divorce or lost a spouse who was the policy holder, or lost a job. Now they're eligible for those marketplace plans if necessary as well, if they want to.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So, do you provide like consultations and different stuff of that nature for ones that they know they need health insurance, but they don't know what type? Could be that we're hearing out this information. Okay, so how can
absolutely.
Get in contact with you?
Yeah, I do that for individuals. I love working with small business owners as well, because a lot of small business owners, they just go with, I need Blue Cross. Okay. And you may have a company of 5 or 11 employees. They're going to give you pretty much the same plan of someone who had 50 plus employees. And then you're like, wait a minute, this is a lot of money I got to pay per month. Well, yeah. And so what I do, I come in and I love working with this because they want to provide the health coverage for their employees. And I come in and I do my very best to bring a solution to that problem. And so like the PPO that I have, you could put it into a group, but yet it's an individual plan. So it's like I tell the owner, I said, so on the average, on a group, on the individual at a company, they're paying about $500 to $600 per month. Doesn't matter what age you are. How I build my plan is based upon your age. So I said the best rule of thumb is add a 0 after your age. I said that's the best guesstimation of what you'd be paying per month. I said, so if you have, if you have employees, the average is like 28, 32 years of age. Okay, you have no problems splitting the cost of that. And that employee is not going to leave. They're only paying half of $250 or $300. They're not going to leave. Are you nuts? They're not going to leave. And more importantly, if they have that situation, they can always call me.
Exactly.
And if if they do decide to leave, they could take the plan with them. You don't have to deal with COBRA.
What?
Yeah. You don't have to deal with COBRA. The way I build my plan.
Wow. So, now that's powerful, because usually when you leave the job, your insurance, you out there with no insurance. You're just out there floating. Like, oh, I don't know what to do. I hope I don't fall and break a knee. I mean, wow. Okay, now that's mind blowing right there. So for everyone who's probably thinking this in the room right now, okay, they're hearing all this amazing stuff that you're saying. So my question to you, you say you love working with entrepreneurs.
Right.
So do you also help regular people who are not entrepreneurs?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you have entrepreneurs, you can help regular people. All of us get insurance that fits what we need.
Yeah. Individual, families, small businesses.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Because that's powerful. Okay. So what is it that Larry Blackmon is doing? Do you have an event coming up? Do you have something that you want our audience to look out for? Let us know what's going on and how individuals can get in contact with you that's inquiring about health insurance.
Well, right now there's not an event going on. I'm just gearing up right now for open enrollment. I'm just only thing I'm doing is promoting the Health Insurance Helper on various social media pages, and then going around through this community that I'm new to, introducing myself. If they want to know a little bit more about the Health Insurance Helper and myself, they could go to my Instagram, which is health_insurance_helper. My Facebook page, the Health Insurance Helper. What else? Oh yeah, I'm even on TikTok, the Health Insurance Helper 1. And what else?
His website, the Health
Insurance. Oh, there you go. The
website
itself. Thank you. See, I'm not thinking.
Hey, that's why you
go to that website. Just go to that website.
Him out on LinkedIn as well. Because that is up under his name, which is Larry Blackmon. So make sure to follow, because he put out a lot of information on social media in regards to what he does. And that is why when I said help is on the way, because he is the Health Insurance Helper. And the reason why I felt so comfortable with saying helper, because I have been seeing what he's been doing, and the simple fact that he is truly helping and changing the narrative in this industry of health insurance, making it understandable for all of us that's not familiar with the terminology. He's very patient in regards to helping you get the information that you need, and you don't have to worry about, oh, I don't know what this means, because he's that old school, come to your door kind of health insurance guy that I grew up and I absolutely love, bringing back that good Southern feel, to know that you know that you know that you know. Okay. And that is pretty much in this digital era unheard of. Let's just keep it real. We losing the personal connection with all this stuff that we're doing now, which is good in a way with us growing and being able to reach more people. But in the reach of the more people from a digital perspective, we're losing the human connection from the people that's close by. And so I love what you're doing. I love that you're explaining this stuff to us because we don't know. We try to act like we know. Like, I know. I got the people, the Blue Cross.
That's all they know. They know the name of a brand. That's about it. Yeah. Because I just feel a lot of times people just think about the name of a company, and they worry about how many doctor visits I have and what is my copay. But it goes deeper than that. And for a lot of people, I always tell them this: look, they always say, well, I don't need it because I could pay out of pocket. And I always tell them this: I said, look, health insurance is for the what if. It's for the what if, because you're one doctor visit away from changing your life forever, and one accident away that you never saw coming. So that is, sometimes it get across, sometimes it doesn't, but you really have to step back and look at the big picture.
That's a fact. And the last 2 years, if it didn't teach us anything, it taught us that very thing. So people who maybe was lackadaisious about health insurance, didn't give it its due respect. These last 2.5 years, where we saw the whole world shift, and something that literally made everybody, so it just shifted everybody's mindset to more health conscious, being health conscious and preparing, because sad to say, a lot of people wasn't prepared, and some didn't even know how to prepare for something that we didn't even know what was coming, Right. And so a lot of people have these health bills now because they got sick and now they had to go to the hospital. And let me tell you, it's not cheap. You got to pay for the air. Right. They didn't put the air on you in the hospital. You got to pay for that air. You got to pay for the air, the Tylenol, the everything they do, the sheets, the tissue.
Yeah. I will say this, Dr. Ramsey, when open enrollment comes for those people who qualify for that, or even outside of open enrollment, it is paramount that they understand if you go in the marketplace, you need to make sure if you leave your county, let alone your state, are you still covered? Because in many cases, you're not.
Wow.
Because I had a gentleman reached out to me from Florida, and you were saying through the pandemic, he's from Florida. He called me. He saw one of my ads, and he said, "Hey, I'm looking for. Can you help me with my health insurance?" And I went through the pre-qualifying questions, and he was in the hospital. He had a heart attack. He's in Florida, but he had a heart attack in Texas. And I asked him, I said, let me ask you a few. I said, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna get nosy like a relative. Okay. So how much your monthly premium was? And he's like, well, $250. I said, okay. How old are you again? 57. And he said, that's what I could afford. I said, that agent did not do you justice. Because now, he said, man, all I know, I just got another bill for $35,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Because that agent did not do that person justice. That agent was only after making a buck. My thing is this: I'm not the health insurance helper is my LLC. You're not going to tarnish it. You're not going to tarnish it. And I care about my reputation. So I told him, I said, the best I could do is, you're fortunate we're still in the market. I mean, we're still in open enrollment. I could walk you through the process. I could help you sign up, but your bills that happened before, that is all yours. Anything coming afterwards, you're looking very little out of pocket. And I told him, I said, what we'll do is make sure that, and he's a truck driver, and I said, we'll make sure that it'll cover in and out of network, meaning that your benefits will, even if you are in another state or another county, your benefits will be paid. Even if that hospital does not accept your insurance, so what? It will pay that benefits.
Wow, that's powerful. So, okay, you blew my mind once again. Okay. Okay. You guys, if you have health insurance now and you need to ask some questions, if you are how can I say it? You are seeking health insurance or looking for health insurance, please get in contact with Larry Blackmon, because some of these things that he just said, like, for example, you have health insurance and you live in South Carolina like me, and then you're in somewhere in the Philippines, or you somewhere, let's just put it within the United States. I'm in Texas. All right, let me go over there where you at. I'm in Texas, right? And God forbid something happens. And then you find out when you're in the hospital that your insurance don't cover you out of state.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Now, we don't even think about to even ask that question as a consumer. Is this insurance transferable in more than one state? I mean, we don't even think to ask it because we don't know. So it's things like this that the insurance helper can help you. His name is Helper for a reason. He's here to help you. He's here to educate. So make sure that you tune in and also follow him on social media. You guys, his website is www.healthinsurancehelper.net. That's N-E-T, www.healthinsurance.net. His Instagram is health_insurance_helper. And you can follow him on LinkedIn with his name, Larry Blackmon. He shared information with you. He also, like I said, bringing back home the educational facet of health insurance, the personable field, to make sure that you not only have coverage, but you have the right coverage. And he's very continent of your budget. He want to make sure that he can find something within your budget if it's possible, based upon whether or not you have pre-existing conditions or not, because he can't go beyond the law. So he will do everything that he can do for you within the means of the law to provide you with the best coverage possible, and you have peace of mind knowing that he's only a phone call away. So Larry, thank you.
Yes.
So much for coming on and sharing. Now I understand why your 3 words are education, integrity, and humility. Now I know. I understand it now. All right. Because I was like, how that's going to go with insurance? It's you. It's you, the person. Thank you for everything that you do. And I also want to put in, because we do have truckers that actually listen and watch the show as well. So I heard you say that you actually help truckers as well.
Right.
All right, truckers. Yeah. He helped truckers, he helped entrepreneurs, and he helped families and single people that have they need insurance. He helped all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say the biggest what I'm trying to say, I guess you say niche, are the truck drivers, because they are by far the backbone of this country.
Yes.
The ranchers and farmers, another backbone. Everything you do rely between those 2 entities.
That's true.
So I try to work with the truckers and the ranchers and farmers. Being a former FFA, Feature Farmer of America, yes, I was. But and then I'm trying to I work with the nurses, and then the HR professionals, because HR now more than any other time, they have like 60 or 90-day probation period before your insurance starts. So I like to come in and it's like, look, I don't want them as clients. I just want to protect your assets, your new associates, because bad things does happen to good people.
Yes, all too often.
So, those are the niches I'm working with.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you. And you're working with the niches that normally people don't even think about, and that's another thing that I really like about what you do, because we usually don't think about the truckers, which we should. You're not thinking about the nurses and the that probational period before that window, that 90-day window. You can't get insurance from your provider until you get through the probation period. And then, of course, our farmers, in which all of those individuals' jobs are very crucial to the sustainability of society. We need our nurses to keep us well. We need farmers to keep the food on the table. We need the truckers to get the food where we need to eat it.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally, someone taking care of the people who are taking care of us.
Yes. Yes.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah. So make sure to check him out. Follow him on all social media platforms. If you are a small business owner and you have a medium-sized business, I'm saying like 50 people or less, you can check him out. Or maybe it's just you and 3 other people, whatever the case may be. Do not have yourself or your workers without insurance. Connect them with him. I can't help you, but the helper can. The insurance helper can. Thank you so much for coming and giving us some of your time. I know you have another place that you have to be, so I appreciate your time. For those of you who are wondering why in the world am I wearing someone else's merchandise, listen, this is Multifarious Studios. I absolutely love what they do. Many times when you see me modeling for lovely People Boutique, this is the photography place that actually does the videos and the photography behind it. Their specialty is unleashing your story through the lenses of their camera. So thank you for sending me your merch, and I'm happy to be a walking billboard for you. Have a stellar business. So check them out on Facebook to see what they are doing. On that note, you guys have a great, amazing rest of your day, and stay tuned for our next featured guest next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. EST, because like I always say, it's time for you to come share, shine, and grow on the Tina Ramsey Show. See you guys next week. And thank you, Larry, for stopping by the show. Bye.
All right.
CTR Media Network was created for today's podcasters. We provide a safe haven for content creators that are everyday people doing extraordinary things. We have a system of positioning, monetization training, coaching, and support for our podcasters' success. CTR Media Network simply bridges that gap with a level playing field for your dreams to come true cost-effectively. Our team provides a premium service and experience for our podcasters to grow. CTR Media Network provides access, support, resources, coaching, and community for our podcasters to win, if you put in the work. We believe that we are living in a unique time which requires you to share your message of hope with millions of people around the world. Remember that the world is never too saturated for you, your voice and message. A platform for positive, impactful media where the content creators are in the driver's seat. Visit our website today by going to www.ctrmedianetwork.com.